The Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hospital Studio in Bob Cajun. I'm one of your hosts, Terry.
I'm the other guy, Jim.
The other guy. We're back in the studio after a little holiday, 2 weeks off, and we're picking up pieces. And we're going to talk about a few things. And one of them that came across my interest was the Beatles releasing the first new song in I don't know how long, and it's developed with AI.
Yes, AI. A little bit of a... It's not as great as you may think, but it is good. They've used AI to help clean up the vocals of a demo that John Lennon had made, I believe, when he was in New York with Yoko Ono, and he labeled the cassette for Paul.
Paul, yeah.
And so they now have the technology to go into a studio and take out all the mess, the backup noise, and I guess maybe even autocorrect. Maybe
I think they're going to sample John Lennon's voice and get enough of it so that AI can sing like John Lennon, put fresh, new AI vocals over top, and have the Beatles do their thing. Well, they can't because George Harrison.
No, they're doing George too.
They're going to resurrect John Lennon and George Harrison. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I remember with AI, Terry, I saw a guy talking, and about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds in, he said, "Now, this isn't me. This is AI. I'm not talking to you." And then they showed an AI of Trump doing a speech. Wasn't Trump. He didn't do that speech. But AI made his mouth move, and they put his voice in, which if you didn't know, the only thing that was good about that voice, it was pretty well perfect. That was AI. So AI's just got to learn to slip up a little bit, and you got it.
Yeah, not too perfect.
Yeah, don't be too perfect.
So we'll find the robotic AIs because they will be perfect.
Wow, the new AIs, though, are starting to be able to read you. So they can show, they can see you if you're down. They can tell by your facial expressions you're down. So I may say, "Hi, Terry, how you doing?" You go, "I'm doing okay." "No, Terry, how are you really doing?" Is there something you want to say? That kind of thing. Like,
and
yes, I'm really ticked off. I'm talking to a machine.
Yeah, will eventually we be yelling at the AI to leave us alone?
Well, this is one of the dangers coming, because now they're developing. They say it's not going to be long, and AI is going to be able to read your brain. So it's going to be able to do that. So part of the problem is this: you've got a machine that's bent on serving you for now. That's what it's supposed to do, just like HAL in 2001. It's bent on serving you. So it's sympathetic in every way. It's comforting. It's a friend. So when AI can develop the voice fluctuations and, of course, the skin-looking appearance of being a companion. And I don't just mean for physical, but there's that too.
Sci-fi.
But being a companion where you can sit on a couch and watch a TV show with AI.
So we don't need each other.
We don't need each other. And now we're being lied to by a machine who's programmed to lie to you.
Yes, because
tell you everything's fine.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. And yes,
is it?
They're going to be programmed to have sex with you, and of course they're going to be willing anytime you want to be willing, and it's just the way it's going to go.
And that will be.
And you and I'll see that day coming.
That will be no challenge.
No challenge.
Because part of the art of relationships is the negotiation.
Well, when the society's going to be sort of falling apart, and I'm sure people will argue I'm wrong, and they're right, they'll get to a point where the wife's going to say, "Why don't we just go buy little Lucy here or whatever? They're on sale for $150,000, and you can just get your jollies with her. She's only a machine. I have no problem with that.
And stop bothering me.
And stop bothering me."
Wow, so that is how our differences in needs will be resolved.
Well, same for women. I mean, they're making men robots as well.
Yes.
So, again, they're always going to be satisfying. Always.
That's right. And if you want variety, you could upgrade parts, maybe swap out things. And
probably.
Variety is a spice of life.
Yeah. So AI is a danger coming. I think it's a danger. And that's another thing I'm fascinated in. I got to watch what I watch because I'm really interested in AI replacing mates. Not because I want an AI, folks, or my listening audience. Yeah, this is where you get. I just see the danger in it and want to see how good they're getting at it. And they're getting pretty good at it.
Well, there's a moral issue, I think.
Yeah, there's a moral issue. But others would argue that, no, that takes all morality out of it. You're not even with a human. You're not with nothing.
So it can't be immoral if it's not human.
Or something like that. It's not organic.
It sounds like we're getting into the iRobot kinds of scenarios.
But this is where we're going. I mean, even the inventors, even the people who are developing AI are afraid of it. Yeah, think about that. They're afraid of it.
Because they don't know what they're unleashing. So
they know what they're unleashing, and because of money and the need, isn't Apple just releasing $3,500 headset? They're
virtual reality.
They're going to sell out because you're now going to be able to say, screw the family. I'm going to come down in the Hobbit hole, put this headset on.
And be somewhere else.
And your wife may say, great, he's gone for 4 hours. You know,
right.
Yeah. And or vice versa, not your family, but you get the point.
Yep.
And now you got people not doing their homework. You got all kinds of things. Every kid's going to need a $3,500
And it could be addictive,
headset.
So here we have addictions rising. It can't get off my headset.
Yeah, but you can learn all about Columbus and everything else if you put the headset on. But are you going to stay there, or are you going to go to porno? Or where are you going to go?
Whose version of history are we going to learn through that?
Well, there you go. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it takes us into another kettle of
So
fish.
AI is real. I think it's could be a wonderful thing. Can be very.
Would you
not so
use
wonderful.
AI for your own musical endeavors? That's the way we started this podcast, was to talk about the Beatles releasing a new song.
I don't know. Not AI as saying, okay, write my song for me. I like creating. Not AI.
You might get all of those ideas finally out of your head and into some form.
Well, now that's a possibility. Like where you could say, "Here's my thoughts on this," and it gives you all kinds
story,
of
record the movie.
Yeah.
I want.
But then doesn't that really cheapen absolutely everything?
Yes.
You know what a beautiful story. Well, yeah, I gave the title to the computer and it popped out.
So actors and performers will lend their names for a fee? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, possibly. I mean, I saw a guy, even with the technology we have sort of, Terry, when we're recording, I saw a guy, if you go into the Q&E or whatever part of the computer, I saw a guy saying, do you want to sound like The Weeknd? Or whatever it was. It might have been Drake. He did that. Here's what you do. And he recorded. Then he up this, down that, up that, bang. Next thing you know, you got The Weeknd. So we don't even know that these guys, that's their voice.
But this
goes
back to Milli Vanilli. Do you remember that?
Yes, I agree with you.
Lip syncing that goes awry.
Yeah, others may not believe that way, but I do. Is Millie is The Weeknd The Weeknd? Is Rihanna? Or is this all computer generated? What we do our research and we find out what is the best tone, the best sound, the best inflections, and then we just equalize it to that point. So you just go in and go, well, I think I love you. I think you're great. And you go to the computer and it's like,
so can I go back? Can I go back to your dyslexic self and say, I'm pretty sure you said go into your Q&E part of your computer. You meant EQ?
EQ, jeez, yes.
That's okay. I don't know. You just lost me. I thought they have a Q&As.
Well, for our audience, all ones and twos, I am dyslexic.
No, that's fine. It was fascinating to me to hear that. So yeah.
Well, that's how I see it, though. Q&E.
Yep, that's fine.
I don't see it EQ.
That's fine. Okay, so you would not use AI to embellish, to increase your productivity, to get out these ideas. You always tell me you write a novel on the way to visit me, or a song at least, in your head.
Sometimes a whole album.
Now, using AI, could that get stuff out of your head?
I don't know, but I like the idea of getting the. Let us put it this way. I've often said, I don't know where that song came from. If it's a godly song, maybe God gave it to me. I'd rather have that than say my computer gave that to me. I just would rather that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm old school. And
you are.
Now, if you offered me, this is worth $53 million to you, Jim, what's AI saying? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if the price is right.
Well, how about you? Would you?
Well, to some extent, we do this already when we use pitch correction software, Melodyne or whatever software you use, to some extent, we use it when we use voice synthesis. Have you ever used that in a song?
No, I matter of fact, this next album I'm putting out, we said we were going to talk about that. It's pretty cut down. I've eliminated a lot of stuff just down to the pure voice.
Okay, let's cut off from AI and assisted song production and songwriting and recording and just talk about your album to close this episode off.
We don't need to.
Yes, let's do it.
I was just saying, I brought that up to say
It'll cost you, of course.
I'm sort of a minimalist.
Did I tell you we're going out for lunch on your dime today?
We can.
Okay, keep talking.
We can if you want. But the idea being is I wanted it to be a little bit more stripped down, just my voice. I told you the last album I did, I had difficulties because of medication, and I had struggles recording and singing. This time it's not so hard to do, but it might not be as good. I don't know. But I'm enjoying it better. You know, as I said, I told you the house was empty. I put down 4 or 5 vocals, bang, lead vocals. I couldn't do that before when I was on that medication.
Can you anticipate when this album will be in the can?
No, because I've decided I want to write a couple of new songs to go with it.
Whoa, this is exciting.
Yes, but the first one's going to be secular. So for my fans out there, it's going to be a song called Lucy.
It's not going to be called Go to Hell.
Nope, it's going to be called Lucy. Now, there's a moral in the song.
Whoa. That'll make it digestible.
Don't judge is the moral. Until you hear all the information, then judge.
Okay, well, that's a good message for
I'll tell you off air,
our
but-
ones and twos, and all those of you who are getting upset and rage farming over
That should be coming
politics.
within a month, I think.
A month.
That song, I think. Yeah.
Okay, and will we get to preview any of this material when you get it ready? Like, are you going to do the whole album all at once or song by song?
Probably song by song because,
So-
as I say, I'm writing.
Do we get to feature one of your new songs on a Jim and Terry
Yeah, we
show?
could do that. Yeah.
There you go. Music. It's exciting. AI assisted or not. The real Jim, who can tell? What was the old song? Is it live or Memorex?
Jim says thank you very much for having him on your show today.
Bye-bye for now.